Hey guys, it's Core Ross and welcome to 6 News. So I've had some early access with the new Defender Solis in Rainbow Six Siege, and of course coming with the next season, which is launching on December 6th. And this Defender is able to pick up electrical gadgets. So of course very similar to IQ. And I think right off the bat, the main thing that I found really interesting about this character was the fact that you could see the diffuser when it's dropped by attackers, which is very useful when you are on defense. And you can also see drones that are currently being used. So if no one's on the drone visually looking through them, you can't see them with the detector. And this is the same with all the gadgets. If they're not being physically used, you can't see them. But say an attacker pulls out a breaching charge and holds it, you can see that through walls. So you can tell, obviously, Bandit where someone might be trying a hard breach with a breaching charge, or you can see someone put in another gadget on a soft wall, let's say a fuse cluster charge, and then you can obviously just shoot and kill the fuse that is doing it at the time. However, there is a difference between her and IQ, which is fundamental, and it's that when her gadget is on, she does not have a weapon up. At least IQ has her pistol. But with this operator, your guard is down and that leaves you very vulnerable. But the other kind of way of looking at it is this girl is supposed to actually surprise the attackers by knowing where they are without them knowing where she is. But that's only useful if they're using tech. If we have, say, a Buck going around with his underbarrel shotgun, she's not going to pick up anything unless he jumps on his drone. And then she'll see him using his phone or where his drone is driving around. She also can't ping gadgets like IQ can. Instead, she has to do a scan, and that scans everything within the box in her view. And then she has to wait for that scan to recharge before she can use it again. So with IQ, you can ping gadgets freely, and it's quite easy to kind of inform your teammates. With Solis, I would say that voice comms are 100% necessary. Now, of course, you can play her as a roamer or stuff like that and do solo play. Totally works, and she's quite capable of being very, very deadly, and doing the odd ping every so often for your teammates is going to work out quite well as well. But my guess is top end play is going to be best with comms. But anyway, let's move away from the gadget for a little bit and talk about her entire loadout. So she is going to be equipped with the P90 and the ITA-12L shotgun, that's Jacko's shotgun, and she also has the SMG-11 as her secondary weapon. I should also mention that the P90 only has 1x scopes, and then she's going to be a 2 health, 2 speed operator with impact grenades or a bulletproof camera. There is potential synergy between the main gadget and the bulletproof camera, which you could definitely take advantage of, but I don't believe that switching from the main gadget to the bulletproof cam will be fast enough to kind of counter what you're seeing on your screen when you're actually looking at your enemy's gadgets. Now let's switch back around to the main gadget again, and now we'll talk about counters. So first of all, in order to counter Solis, they suggest that Thatcher is a good counter. I don't believe this. The range on Solis's gadget is sufficient that you can be back from a reinforced wall out of the EMP range and still give Bandit information on where breaching charges and other hard breaches are located, and you can also inform the team about what the attackers are up to with their gadgets. And then you have IQ, who is a real counter and is able to completely locate Solis. The only problem is that Solis is also a counter to IQ because both of them can detect each other's gadget. So if Solis is on, say, site defending and watching for attackers' gadgets going around, then of course you're not going to have too much of an opportunity to potentially push in and do some smart move to take her out, because you might have to go through quite a few layers of defenses to get there. Whereas Solis can ping IQ's location and then one of the roamers can go kill her. So it's not exactly a great counter, but obviously being able to see Solis is definitely worth it. But to me, what is most interesting gameplay wise is what Solis counters. So first of all, if you're on your drone as an attacker, she can see your drone driving around. She can see you on your phone controlling it, and she can ping your location with you not knowing that you've been pinged. She can also see and ping claymores, which means you can pre-fire the claymore as you're jumping out of the building and do a very good run out that originally would have got you killed. And she doesn't have to do it herself. She can ping those claymores for her defenders to do runouts. And by far, I believe this is actually the strongest thing about this character. But we also have the ability to track Nuke, someone who is normally completely invisible to electronics like cameras. Well, Solis can see her walking around with her ability on. and that negates Nuke's advantage. Now I will say, you do have attacker repick, so if you find a Solis, you can go, oh, well, I'm not bringing a Nuke, and just take someone else that isn't countered by Solis. So I wouldn't say that's a strong counter. Obviously, if someone really wants to go Nuke and decides to do that, Solis is going to be there watching her, and that is certainly very powerful. It's also the same situation for Jackal. If his heads up display is on, that means that he will also be detected by Solis and can be easily tracked and eliminated. So let's move on to the conclusion for Solis. Is she a good operator? I think for solo play, probably a bit mediocre. For team play, could be really, really good. And she also is a rehash of a previous operator, which we've seen a lot of in Siege. Of course, we've got Clash, which is basically a defender version of Monty. We've got Zero, which is an attacker version of Valkyrie. We've got Nuke and Vigil, who are just the same operator, with a couple of tiny tweaks. We've got Deployable Shields and Osa, who are also the same operator. And we've got Oryx, which is just a version of Nomad's air jab in human form. But at least it's not as bad as, say, Black Ice, where we got a guy with an underbarrel shotgun that was just a normal shotgun and didn't actually make big holes or anything. That came like years later. So yeah, at least this operator is quite fun to play. Definitely a little twist on IQ, but also very, very similar. With a lot of the same weaknesses IQ has. Of course, IQ has pull out her pistol, which makes her much more vulnerable. And with this girl, she's got no weapons out when she's using her scan. And I think, honestly, the biggest changes this operator will bring to Rainbow Six Siege is in the prep phase and the planting of the diffuser. So in the prep phase, she's going to be able to see and, of course, then destroy drones that are going around or trying to hide. So she could easily end up eliminating all the attacker drones in the prep phase, and that would be potentially quite powerful, especially if you don't find the objective. And then the future drones that come in, again, are going to be a very high risk. And then you've got diffuser plants. So if the operator is carrying the diffuser, she cannot see it. But if it's dropped or they are planting, she can see it. And that makes her extremely powerful when it comes to denying that plant. And that's where her real power, I think, is going to come in. But I think for the rest of the round between the prep phase and diffuser plant, she's kind of weak. Her loadout is not brilliant. It is nice to have the SMG-11, but I don't know if I really like her loadout. And then being able to track operators like Nuke, definitely quite nice to be able to do, but situational, I think. And if you're smart on attack and you're playing ranked and you see Solis, just don't play Nuke, play someone else. You have that attacker repick, so you should be able to negate those issues quite easily. I think she's also going to be a very hard character to master. To begin with, she's actually quite overwhelming. You see a ton of stuff when you're looking around, and figuring out what you kind of want to do with that information to begin with is overwhelming. But I think with time and communication with your teammates, she's going to be very powerful in certain situations, but I think also very mediocre in others. But anyway guys, thank you very much for watching, and a big thanks to my Patreons and YouTube members for helping out. Anyway guys, thank you very much for watching, and I'll catch you next time.